Hey, what's up, YouTube? It is me, Camilla, or Aaron, whichever you prefer. I'm going to go ahead today and talk about HRT, hormone replacement therapy, and my experience with it, and the various forms I've taken it as well as the side effects, and kind of a cost benefit analysis from my perspective and my experiences. So, first and foremost, always see a doctor and get your medications from a professional who has experience in treating people with gender dysphoria. And I do suggest seeing a therapist before you considering making such a life changing treatment. You're going to have a different aesthetic. Your body is going to change. So many things are going to change physically, mentally. It's not something to be taken lightly. At the same time, it's something that is very necessary to help you grow the way that you want to grow in your body. For me, starting as a male, I wanted feminine attributes, so softer skin and holding my weight and my legs and my bottom area, and of course, growing a chest. All of those things do take time, and I'm going to preface this by letting everyone know my experience with HRT was mainly on the pill. I did the pill for like at least 9 years before I switched over to injections, and the injections are wonderful compared to the pill. Um, Levels, your HRT levels, your hormone levels, it's important to get your lab work done as frequent as your doctor or nurse practitioner thinks you need it. Everyone's treatment plan is differently, so what I talk about is for myself and my experiences. So your experiences may vary, and what your health provider recommends may be different than my experience and what I've taken. And just because I've taken what I've taken doesn't mean that it's right for you. So, without further ado, I'm just going to just dive into this and tell you on October 12th, 2013, I was prescribed my very first HRT. I was put on spironolactone and estradiol. I was put on a kind of a lower dose. It was 4 milligrams of estradiol, two milligram estradiol tablets, and two 50 milligram spironolactone tablets daily. And during the 9 years that I was on the pill, the dosage and everything did change, but more or less, your first 3 to 6 months is more or less, for myself, was more psychosomatic. So I believe I had growing breasts, even though it hadn't truly even started yet. Your brain moves faster than your body does, especially on HRT. So it's important to be patient. One thing I wish I had done, and I would suggest this to anyone who can, if you have the ability to organize them in order, take a picture of yourself every day on your phone. And when you're several years into it, if you can put them all together, and you could watch a timeline, and it is so cool. When I look back to pictures of me when I was in my early transition, I could see more masculine features of more my jawline. See, it's like I haven't had FFS on my chin, but I don't really need it at this point. But it was very blocky, so it's like the other thing is that it will make your cheeks rounder. I did get Juvederm in my cheeks. I had several injections and maintenance injections since I started that, but that does help round out your face. So for male to female, we want a rounder face, and as long as your chin is not protruding, it's not very obtuse, or if it's just not very square, you can get away with it. I don't contour my face really with makeup or anything. I don't really have any issues with being misgendered and haven't in many years, so I guess it's fine. I'm not gonna go out and get FFS at this point in my life. I have had a little work done, but very minimal. And hormones, I always suggest staying on hormones at least 2 to 3 years before you consider a facial procedure, unless like you have an Adam's apple. I was blessed to not really have much of an Adam's apple, and it's maybe a tracheal shape, but it's important to let the hormones do what they have to do. And if you're on the pill, at least 2 to 3 years, if not 4 or 5, to truly see the hugest difference. The injection, it's a lot better method of administering the HRT. I noticed I was on 9 years on the pill, and the past year and a half I've been on the shot, maybe closer. Maybe I was on the pill like 8.5 years, because like I think I've been on the shot about 2 years, and there is a huge difference in my appearance from 8 years on the pill, and then the 2 years I've been on the injection. How much more efficient. I actually had a little bit more breast development 8+ years into my transition. My face changed a little bit more feminine. My moods are a lot more stable. I also feel more emotional on the shots, but sometimes in a very affirming way. And it makes me, so if I do my shot 7 days later, I do another shot. I do it every 7 days. And around day 5 or day 6, I start to cry really easy, and I'm a crybaby in general. So I notice I cry. I'll listen to some song, and like if it's by a passed away artist or something I relate with, it'll make me cry. The pill didn't make me cry nearly as much. Now, I'm not too much crying, or excessive crying is annoying, but being on the shot, I mean, it's not like something I can't control, but I am more in touch with my emotions on the shot than I was the pill. The pill was a great start, and it's probably the most economical and easy to access means of MTF HRT. For me, the injection was a whole different. It was a game changer. It was a whole different ball game of HRT, as far as how I felt. Breast sensitivity. My breasts are a lot more sensitive on the shot. But when I first started the HRT, the pill, about my first year on HRT, my first 12 to 16 months, that 12 to 16 months, for about 4 months, my breast was lactating very heavily. The doctor who was giving me my HRT treatment was a gynecologist, so I started, she would go and express my breast and to see how much I was producing at that time. And I think I had a mammogram, and when I pushed it together, it came out on myself. It was kind of embarrassing. You really don't know what to expect. Most trans women don't get breast milk or lactation issues, but some do. I did. And it was embarrassing, and I had to wear a bra even though my breasts weren't very big, because I was leaking onto my clothing and stuff, or if I press on them. It was just a pain in the butt. But it was affirming in its own way, and that goes to show that the pill really was effective if it, brought an AMAB person to lactation. It was definitely doing its thing. I did find that, and I'm still on it to this day, spironolactone. So I take 100 milligrams twice a day. I'm here in the United States. We take spironolactone. I tried finasteride for a year, and my T levels actually went up. The last time I had my my hormone levels checked, my estradiol was in between 250 and 300, and my T level was 16. And 6 months before that, my HRT, my estradiol was around 315, and my T was less than 3 slash DL. I don't know the actual readings, but basically non-existent testosterone and pretty high levels of estrogen on the shot. And the shot always, when I get my levels tested, it's like double what I was on the pill. So on the pill, I could never get my estrogen levels over 120. They stayed really low. Now, you don't want them excessively high, 400 or more, But for myself, I feel good anywhere between 230 and 300, 320. That's a good level for me. And if my T levels are too high, I find that I can get erections. That can give people dysphoria, and it gives me dysphoria. So if I get noticed that I'm getting erections, I can contact my endocrinologist or whoever's prescribing me my HRT, and talk to them about, I'm not comfortable feeling this way, or if I'm excessively crying, or if I'm really cranky and hormonal and mean. All of that you need to discuss with your doctor, because I still sometimes do get very cranky and can be very snappy with people, and that does happen. I mean, hormones are powerful, and my body was made to produce testosterone. So when I eliminate the production of that, and then I throw in, cross-sex estrogen, it's crazy, and it takes a long time to adapt to being on HRT. And nothing bad, but you can become very cranky. You can be very emotional. You can cry very easy, and you're going to have a lot of physical changes. And my biggest advice to anyone just starting would be, don't rush it. Don't never overtake it. It's going to happen as it happens. Take your medicine as prescribed, and if you're not feeling well, contact your doctor. Maybe you need an adjustment on your dose. I noticed I was doing zero .3 in the syringe that I was using, and I would feel great for 4 or 5 days, but days like 5 and 6 to my 7th day, I had really low energy. So my doctor bumped me up to zero .4, and it's like a little bit higher dose in my injection. And I could either do 0.3 every 5 days or 0.4 every 7 days. And I opted to do the 0.4 every 7 days. And my endocrinologist said, you can honestly do either or. Do 0.3 every 5 days or 0.4 every 7 days. And I mean, I don't like shots, so I do the 0.4 every 7 days, but I may try doing 0.3 every 5 days just to see if there's any difference. But right now, I'm just leaving it alone because it's more or less very stable. When I getting close to my time for my injection, I do notice I cry. My breast and my back do hurt. So I mean, there's some downsides, like my heating pad can be my best friend when I'm not feeling well. Sometimes I'm mean and I don't realize it. I live with my parents right now, and if I say something and I come across as rude, my dad may tell me later, like, hey, sweetie, why are you being so mean? And I don't even realize it. So it's like sometimes other people notice these changes before you yourself notice it. Like me myself, I didn't realize I was being cranky. And one time I forgot to do my shot, was really cranky, and I was like, oh. And it's good to have a calendar or a reminder so you don't miss that, because it can make you very moody. But for me, I'm very on point. I take my shots every Friday. Every 7 days I do my shot. I do my shot on right side, and the next time I'll do it left side, right side, left side, and I alternate that way, like, because it's a subcutaneous injection, and that way it doesn't, irritate my skin from injecting on the same side every week. I just rotate. And there is intramuscular IM HRT injections, and there is subcutaneous. So an IM has a longer needle, it's a little thicker, that goes into your muscle, and a subcutaneous needle is about that big, and it goes into a layer of fat. I have found, on myself at least, my tummy, like this area on the side of my tummy, to be the least painful. So I'm put on a little weight. And that's another thing, you will gain weight. So try to work out and eat healthy, or because hormones, estrogen, will make you retain weight. But I'll do it on this side, and I found like this area to be the least pain-free. like people say do it on your thighs, and like it actually kind of hurts to do it in my thighs. I have quite a bit of like fat in this area. I may try it sometime, but if it's what I've been doing works well and my levels are always remaining pretty consistent, I feel like there's no need to fix something that's not broken, so to speak. So that's why I keep injecting in this area. So it works better for me. And it's good to ask people you live with, your partner, your friends, your parents, like ask how your mood seems. Hot flashes can occur, and as I've gotten older, I notice that I'm finding myself getting hot flashes more frequently. I'm 33, I'll be 34 in March, and my body, I'm an intersex person, so I haven't spoken about this on my channel, but I was born with persistent Müllerian duct syndrome, and more or less, it's an intersex, it's a hermaphroditic condition I was born with, and due to that, I actually get, it probably affects my hot flashes more than just a trans person, a traditional trans person, is that I'm going through some changes in my body, and now I'm experiencing hot flashes more frequently. But hot flashes can occur to any trans person. You don't have to be intersex to get hot flashes. If you're a male to female transgender person on HRT, chances are you're going to experience hot flashes. So if you do experience them, try wearing short sleeve or a tank top and shorts when you're in the house. If it's warm out, run your AC cooler. Sleep with a sheet instead of a blanket. There's a lot of things you can do. And during the winter, I don't get as hot because it's cold out, but hot flashes are annoying, and being cranky can be annoying, and crying really easy can be annoying. But with that said, having the body that I like, feeling feminine, looking in the mirror and being very comfortable and actually loving the way I look. Not like vain. I'm so happy that I can look like a woman when for 21 years of my life I look like a guy because I was born AMAB, and I so badly wanted to change that since I was a teen, but really didn't know I could. So now, I started in my early 20s. Now I'm 33, and I'm, still doing it, and I'm going to do it for the rest of my life on these hormones. These hormones are a very life-changing thing. They're very important in my journey, and I'm sure they're probably going to be important in your journey as well. So I just go over my experience with HRT in this video. Um, the pros, I mean, it helps you look the way that you want to look. It helps you develop secondary sex characteristics of, for me, female secondary sex characteristics like my breast or my fat redistribution, like the weight in my thighs area. I don't know if you could see that, but it's like I do carry like my this part of my legs are very thin, but in this area, also this shape, so it's like my legs are like a V shape, so I start out wide and then come in more narrow. That's much more feminine. So that's also like one of the benefits is the last thing I'll speak on over long-term use of HRT is pelvic tilt. It's not something that there's much in medical journals about, but it's very real. When I started my transition, I was almost 5'10", and now I'm under 5'8". If I wear a pair of shoes, I'm 5'8". I literally lost at least an inch and a half. I think I was 174 centimeters when I started. I'm 172 centimeters now, and like it's been that way for many years. But I think around 5 or 6 years on HRT, I did lose some height, and that's very normal. So for you male to female transgender people, you ladies are, if you're on it long enough, there's a possibility that you will lose height. For me, it was affirming because I don't want to be, close to 6 foot. The further away from 6 foot I can be, the less dysphoric I am, because my height is something that, like, I am a little self-conscious about, and I'm just under 5'8", so I feel like I'm not awkwardly tall for a girl. I mean, like Taylor Swift and Kendall Jenner, they're both like 5'10", so it's like they're taller than me. When I started, I wasn't even 5'10". So I mean, there are cis women that are tall. At 5'8", I am usually one of the taller women when I go to like the Target or Walmart. I will always see another woman when I'm out shopping that's at least my height. But I mean, most women are not 5'8". I'm a little bit taller than most, but I think that makes me unique and it's part of my aesthetic, and I'm able to I love my body type. I'm able to pull off the outfits that I look and the aesthetic that I go for. It's really cold out right now, so I'm wearing this flannel, just a sleeper, and it's a nightie for me to sleep in. I love it. But anyhow, that's my video on HRT. Always go through a professional, always see a doctor, and most of all, always be patient. Your dreams will come true on HRT. It made all of my dreams come true, and I'm so grateful for that. So I hope this video helps inform you if you're considering transitioning, or if you're starting HRT but don't know what to expect, or don't have resources to the transgender support groups. I hope this helps. There's plenty of transgender YouTubers besides myself. Go out there and watch content and listen to everyone's story. This is my story, and I hope that it helps. And lastly, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. If you don't like it, you can always unsubscribe, but I try to upload content at least once or twice a week now. I'm going for a minimum of once a week moving forward, so I think my last video was 6 or 7 days ago. So anyhow, this has been my video. This is my HRT video, and thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and if you have any questions or have any comments, go ahead and leave a comment. I will respond to all of them. Thank you so much. Bye.